Dana. My number is 201926. How may I help you?
I have a Romanian interpretation need at this moment, but before we get to that, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear you'll translate from Romanian to English to Romanian to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do, so help me God.
All right. I have a defendant at my lectern. Could you greet him this morning and ask him to tell me his name?
Not a problem at all, Your Honor. Bună ziua, mă cheamă Dana. Vă rog frumos să-mi spuneți cum vă numiți.
Bună ziua, numele meu este Dumitru Panait.
Yes, my name is Dumitru Panaite.
Sir, you're here for a Lee County case, 2021 CF 657B.
Sunteți aici pentru un caz în county numărul 2021-657B.
You have a warrant from that county on charges of conspiracy to commit racketeering and racketeering.
Aveți un mandat din acest county pentru o acuzare de dezordine publică.
Your bond is no bond, and I want to appoint the public defender to represent you until we get you to Lee County.
Nu aveți posibilitatea să ieșiți pe cauțiune și vreau să vă dau un avocat.
Have a great day, sir.
Dar problema este că eu am tribunal pe dată de 7 decembrie. Eu am ieșit, am plătit cauțiunea și am ieșit afară pe brățară. Și am cort pe 7 decembrie și ei m-au dat în warrant fără să știu de ce.
Before you translate that, Madam Interpreter, could you inform him that he has the right to remain silent? Anything he says in his courtroom can be used against him, even in Lee County.
Ok. Vreau să vă aduc aminte, înainte de a spune orice, că tot ce spuneți în această convorbire se poate înregistra și se poate folosi ca mărturie împotriva dumneavoastră.
Da, am înțeles.
I understand.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Okay, so what he said is that he has a date in court on December the 7th. He is out on bail until then. Why has he been arrested before? Again, I'm sorry.
I have no idea. I know you have a warrant from Lee County that I can see in the system that you have been arrested for. It will get you on to Lee County. Not sure if it's the same case or a different case you've been arrested for.
Mm-hmm. Nu am nicio idee, nu știu dacă este aceeași infracțiune sau nu. Tot ce știu este că am un mandat pentru arestul dumneavoastră pentru Lee County.
Ok, am înțeles, vă mulțumesc.
I understand.
All right, have a great day.
Ok, mulțumesc.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter. I think that was the only Romanian help I need this morning.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, have a great
day.
day.
And you as well. Bye-bye.
Okay, we don't have the Creole yet. All right, I was just letting you guys know. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM749AW on charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Can somebody tell me these prior DV cases involve the same victim or a different victim?
One moment, Your Honor.
Out of Orange County, I'm seeing that it's a different victim for the past arrest.
All right, Ms. Evans, in this case, I want to set your bond in amount of $2,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. to maintain. Why?
Why is it so high?
You have prior DV history. You were just here in April for another case where involving you being under the influence of some kind of substance. And now you are here again for another criminal matter. Seems to be involved with calls because you're taking or ingesting some kind of substance that has caused you to act irregularly. So bond's $2,000, no contact with the victim, maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any property you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, guess we have Creole now. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lewis. I am the Haitian Creole interpreter.
All right.
My number is 11154.
All right. Ma'am, could you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give? Swear that you will translate from English to Haitian Creole and Haitian Creole to English to the best of your ability, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I have a defendant at the lectern. If you can introduce yourself and greet her this morning and ask her to tell me her name.
Allô, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Moi, relais Thérèse. Moi-même, c'est interprète là. Comment relais?
Oui, la Alcilia Elma.
Altilia Elma.
Ma'am, you are here in case 2021 MM 4962 AO for a failure to appear warrant. Bond in your case is $150.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Can you please repeat that?
Yes, ma'am.
2021 MM.
2021 MM 4962 AO. She's here for a failure to appear warrant. Bond is $150.
Ou la jodia pour 2021 MM 49628 ou gen ban nan pour $150.
Do we have any Creole and plea forms out here?
Your Honor, I did speak briefly with Ms. Elma using a Creole interpreter about the offer. I believe that it's in her best interest to speak with her attorney. So I'm going to email them today. So I would just have you set the bond as set.
All right.
Or stay the bond, excuse me.
All right, ma'am, your bonds will remain at $150. You have a great day.
Ok, madame, yo gen caution ou gen $150 pour capable payer caution. Passez une bonne journée.
Oui, merci.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you. You too, sir. Thank you for using our service. Bye-bye.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cornelius Brothers.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1276 AO on charge of disorderly conduct. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to help you God?
Yeah, I do.
You put your hand down, sir. That charge of disorderly conduct is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail, and a $500 fine is the maximum penalties. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
Yeah.
Which one, guilty or no contest?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
I take medication for schizophrenia.
All right. Does that medication help you understand the world around you?
Yes.
Are you suffering from the symptoms of your schizophrenia at the moment?
No, I'm not.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No, I haven't.
All right. You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation from this country.
Yes, I do.
I did have an opportunity to review a charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I withhold adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court cost of prosecution in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yeah.
This is a bail. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Louis Varro.
Mr. Val, you're here in case 2021 MM7854AO on a violation of domestic violence injunction. Review the chart. Let's see if we get the hearing devices working today. Let's see if we get the hearing devices working today. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're here in case 2021 MM7854AO on a charge of violation of domestic violence injunction. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. State. I see 4 prior violations of domestic violence injunctions in his history, as well as other felony and criminal history. Is your intention to file a motion for pretrial detention in this case?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Val, in this case, I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $100,000 as to this case. Condition of the bond, no contact with the victim. You need to comply with the injunction in 2021, DR 13126. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Woodworth.
Mr. Woodworth, you're here in case 2021 MM751AW on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. See, was there an offer to resolve Mr. Woodworth's case this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Save a Lot located at 6359 West Colonial Drive.
Mr. Woodworth, would you like to accept that offer from the state of Florida to resolve your case this morning?
I don't know.
The offer is adjudication of guilt, credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail. There's court costs and costs of prosecution that come along with that. Is that an offer you want to accept this morning?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
You put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charge of trespass on property after warning is a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties for that are 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? You gotta answer me out loud.
Yeah.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form this year in front of you?
explain those rights to him, Your Honor, as he may not be able to understand the plea form at this time.
That's fine. Sir, in every criminal case, you have the right to have a trial where the state had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
At that trial, you could challenge the state's evidence, call witnesses on your behalf, and question the state's witnesses. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If there's a witness you wanted to call and not wanted to appear for court, I can use my subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You understand you're waiving your right to remain silent as to these charges?
Yeah.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Alcohol.
Right now?
No.
All right. Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yeah.
What was that mental health illness?
I take medication.
All right.
I take medication.
You know for what illness you're taking the medication for? Depression, schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
All right. Does that medication help you understand the world around you?
I don't know.
All right. You know where you are today?
Yeah.
Where are you?
In county jail.
All right. And what are you doing right now? Well, who am I to say that?
Judge.
All right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation from this country.
Yeah, I'm a citizen.
All right. I did have opportunity to review a charging affidavit, did find the factual basis contained therein for the purposes of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs the cost of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Print it.
You can print it or sign it, whatever you want to do.
Finish is medical, Your Honor.
All right, we tried to get Ms. Finish in here yesterday, the 2021 MM 7803 AO. Mr. Brands, I'm going to just set her bond in this case an amount of $100. Condition of bond, she may not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. No return to the scene of the location.
The other one. We'll waive Ms. Finish's appearance as well, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Hey, well, somebody moving paperwork. Mr. Griffin is in the hospital. Griffin is in the hospital, I'm asking. Stephen Griffin.
He is.
I want to address his case as well while we're here. I don't know what.
Who is this?
All right. Mr. Brands, I'm going to appoint you to represent Mr. Stephen Griffin in 2021 MM 7816 AO.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll waive his appearance as he's medical today.
Yeah.
Did they say in the hospital?
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
Okay, in the hospital.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, my name is Monica Shalaran.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2021 CF 14365 AO on charge of aggravated battery with deadly weapon and domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $15,000, conditional your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I believe the apartment is yours, correct?
Yes.
Let me see something.
I can't afford that.
Hold on. Ma'am, I want to tell you about that comment you just made. It's clearly by luck that you weren't being charged with something more serious than what you've been charged with. And we wouldn't be having this conversation about whether you're going to be released or not. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. However, you're probably going to get a conflict attorney because Mr. Griffin is also represented by the public defender's office in other matters. I'm going to get to your other case. All right, man, out on bond in case 2021 MM 6947AO. Mr. Branch, you want to talk to me about that case?
Yes, sir.
Court minutes say she was supposed to have no hostile contact with Mr. Stevens. And they were to maintain a separate residence.
Yes, Your Honor.
My reading of the affidavit, like she took no steps to avoid him from entering the apartment, including the one incident that Mr. Stevens was arrested for, where he was there at the apartment again, not maintaining a separate residence.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, where are the kids?
My son is with my mom right now, but the apartment is in my name. That's the only place I have to live. I don't have anywhere else to go.
All right, so my son's going to stay with your mom for a while. In 2021 MM 6947AO, court find probable cause committed a new law offense while out on bond in that case, as well as violating the Judge Wilson's orders, going to revoke that bond, set new bond, a PTR in that case. New bond is $0 in that case. And call up 2021. Is it right there? I need to talk to you about Mr. Stevens. Call up 2021 MM 7816. Mr. Stevens, Mr. Branch waived his appearance. There's a warrant for his arrest for charges of battery, domestic dating violence, criminal mischief, and petty theft. Mr. Ronald, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Tell me how you know Mr. Griffin.
We've been dating on and off for 3 years.
All right. Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending against him?
No.
All right, as to Mr. Griffin, I'm going to set his bond at count 1, amount of $1,000, count 2, $250, count 3, $250. Condition of the bond that he have no contact with the victim in this case. He maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time, give him a one-time, nope, not even gonna give him a one-time, no return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. All right, have a good day, ma'am.
Hey,
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
I'm Elizabeth Hicks.
Ms. Hicks, you're here in case 2021 CF 14358AO on charge of aggravated battery, alternatively domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit. In this case, it did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $5,000. Condition your bond. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Definitely.
I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have a shared residence to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Will be Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, you're here in case 2021 CF 14389AO on charge of battery by strangulation, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Abdensia Germain.
Can you spell your last name?
Germain.
And can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Joseph?
Okay, how I know Mr. Joseph? My ex-husband, I have 3 kids with my ex-husband. The same thing he will be do to me, the same thing he was do to me. So when he come ask me out, then I told him I just get off from a relationship that I was getting abused, this kind of stuff. And then he told me I'm gonna treat you differently, and then to see men different. And then I say okay. And then we go out, and then he bring me to his mom house to meet his mom, everything. And then his mom talk to me. And I say, you don't have to worry about him take care of, because I will take care of him. Like I told him what I don't like the stuff. So the mom was okay. And then one day I went to work, and then I get off from work. He called me to come to his mom complex, and then for him to get his clothes to come live in my house. So he become living to my house. So a year later, and then I become pregnant for him. And then when I was pregnant for him, every time he be living in the house, and then leave me in the house by myself with the kids, this kind of stuff, and then he be put his hand on me, all those kind of stuff. So after I have the baby, and then a few months, and then I have a second one for him. And the second one, his mom was having a problem when she was living at, and then I did not talk to his mom. So when I wake up, I see his mom and his sister in my couch sleeping when I was getting ready to go to work. So when I get out in the house, so I call him. I say, "Why your mom in my house? Why your sister in my house? You're supposed to ask me if I want them to come to my house, not put them in my house without telling me, because the apartment is on my name. Those things." So I become cool with his mom, and then I cook, clean everything. So one day I was just talking to him. He did something to me. I was talking to him, and then he started beating me up, all those kind of stuff. And then his mom come in the room and then grab him to go in the living room. And then when I try to call the police, and then she stopped me not to call the police, that she's going to talk to his son. So his mom had those taxes with my daughter, and then the mom did not give me the money. When I asked her the money, she do not give it to me unless she threat my life when I ask for the money. So I have to kick her out in my house. When I kick her out in my house, I even call the cops.
All right, ma'am, did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident? Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right. I want to point the public defender to represent you, Mr. Joseph. State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Branch, do you have any questions for the witness?
Questions, Your Honor.
Does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Joseph, we're going to set your bond in this case in count one, an amount of $5,000, count two, $500, condition of your bond. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I already appointed the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order? Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
No contact.
No contact, no third party contact. So your mom, your sister, anybody else, no contact. If they contact this victim on your behalf, you're gonna be in jail here with me. You understand? All right.
Yes, sir.
Everybody have a great day.
I'm also scared with my life, because since he have told me, like, if I call the cops, that when he come out, he's gonna kill me or my kids in the house. So I need to be safe with my family.
Well, ma'am, I ordered him to have no contact with you. Obviously, I can't be with you 24/7, so you need to take whatever steps you feel to keep your family and your kids safe. All right, you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Angel Eric Perez.
Mr. Perez, you're here in case 2021 CF 14394 AO on a charge of false imprisonment and battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count one, in the amount of $5,000, count two, $500, conditional your bond. Be subject to pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You want to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
I agree, Your Honor.
You understand the no contact order?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree.
All right, abide by my orders. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Gina Alfred.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 7822AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case. The amount of $1,000 is going to come with pretrial release supervision. You don't have no contact with the victim in this case. You ought to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Elizabeth Bond.
Ms. Bond, you're here in case 2021 MM7844AO on charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
No stipulations on the no contact, just one question on the residence. Because it's my residence and he has nothing there. So am I allowed to stay in my residence?
My orders were for you to maintain a separate residence. The orders that you stay within 500, stay away from 500 feet within his residence.
Perfect.
So if he's living somewhere else, you go home. If not,
Yes, sir.
if he's at home, then you're not gonna be able to stay there.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Kevin DeMarco Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 MM7847AO on charge of battery dating violence and assault dating violence. And they reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor, may we approach for one very brief moment?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, count one in this case is going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two, $500. Condition in the bond, no contact with the victim. No return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also have 48 hours once you leave the Orange County Jail to report to the Sheriff's Office as a violent sexual predator or sexual offender. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
Well, sir, the place where I was at is a convenience store. So
Once
you tell me
again,
I can't go
once
there
again,
anymore?
you understand my orders. You not return to the scene of this incident. You have any questions about the no contact order?
No, sir.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
Your Honor, can you give me the bond amounts again, please?
1,000 count one, 500 count two.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tommy Lee Jackson Jr.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 MM 7842AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Let's set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Condition on your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations of your no contact order? All right, you have a great day, sir.
Get the bond out today, right? Okay.
As long as you have any other charges that are holding you.
Nah.
Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Lewis, you're here in case 2021 MM 7820AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this matter amount of $2,500. Condition on your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 7863AO. In that case, the court finding probable cause that you committed a new law offense while you're out on bond. In that case, it's going to revoke that bond. Set new bond amount of $0. This you have no contact with the victim in that case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Slides, you're here in case 2021 MM 7851AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case an amount of $1,000. Actually, sorry, set your bond. He doesn't qualify. One second.
You could qualify, yeah.
All right, Slides, going to set your bond in this case an amount of $250. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. I have a note here that says you're going home where?
New York City. Back.
Do you have an address in New York City?
I have a flight, yes.
All right. Do you have an address you're going to be staying in New York City?
I'm actually going into a program after when I get back to New York.
All right. So who's going to accept your mail and how you? Who's going to accept your mail and how you're going to be keep in contact with your attorney?
Oh, get mail, yeah, 8008 135th Street, Jamaica, New York.
All right. You need to change your address form for Mr. Lightus.
Write that down.
Yep. Right now, your address shows an Orlando address. If you leave the jurisdiction of this state and don't respond to your mail from the court, the judge going to issue a warrant for your arrest. They're going to put you on the bus from New York and send you back here. I'm also going to order no drugs or alcohol, but a valid prescription for Mr. Lightus. I'm so efficient today.
put that. Right here. Yeah, that's our number. Say, oh, can I? The bond? West. If you can't, somebody. Yeah, you can. You can find somebody. You can't bond out. Yeah, keep the hair. You can't bond out. But usually, if you talk to a bond, you talk to a bond. Somebody who's okay, then you can do it today. Yeah. That's fine. We talk to the sponsors. Okay.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Avinash Mathani.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 7853AO for violation of domestic violence injunction. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case to amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim. You also need to comply with this Colorado injunction in D007207 020 CR 00259. I didn't make up their case numbers. You also not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have any questions about your no contact order? Madam Clerk, let me say it one more time. It was D00722020 CR 00259.
And this $5,000.
Bond out. For bonds in there.
I already pointed up in the representative. All right.
I can say, talk to bond.
Is there any?
Hello? No. Cash bond. You talk to a bond, you have to just put up less, 10%. And give us a call.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Jasmine Miles.
What's your full name?
Jasmine Elizabeth Miles.
Ms. Miles, you're here in case 2021 MM7834AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Yeah, Marco Palomo. My last name is Palomo.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Miss Miles?
Where she's the mother of my child.
I can't hear you.
She's the mother of my child.
All right. And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
No.
the drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
Do you all have a court-ordered time-sharing plan between you and the child, with the child?
Say that again.
Is there a court-ordered time-sharing plan between you and her about the child?
Oh, not yet.
How old is the child?
I was 1 year old.
I can't hear you.
1 year old.
1?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Miles, in this case, going to set your bond amount of $250. It's going to come with pre-trial release. Oh, sorry, State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Brands is going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Ms. Miles, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ma'am, your bond is $250. It's going to come with pre-trial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to already appointed the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on the no contact order?
Will I have custody of my child?
I don't know. That's what happens when people have children out of wedlock. It's up to...
I'm the mother. He put his hands on me.
I'm just telling you, if you don't have a paternity plan or custody plus time sharing plan, things are up in the sky about who's going to get what and what's going to get who.
Will testify against him because I never got.
I have no idea, ma'am. I'm just want to let you understand my orders, and you're going to be able to abide by them. Because if you're not able to abide by them, you violate them. You're going to find yourself here with me, hanging out for a while. You understand?
That's fine. I just want to know about the well-being of my child. But...
That's fine.
Can you hear me here?
Say again?
I'm just after I leave here, I'm going to the downtown to get the paperwork that I need to get to move forward the right steps. I have a birth certificate here. I just don't want any contact because I think we need the right space so that we can.
I can't give any legal advice. That's why I just wanted to see if I need to make any plan changes to the no contact order. Okay. Right now, it seems that you guys don't have a plan in place, so you need to go, talk to a lawyer, family lawyer about that. I can't give you legal advice how to move forward, either one of you, on that situation, or how to continue to be co-parents and things like that, other than you should put the best interest of the child before your feelings about anything or about each other. That's only advice I can give you.
Because he doesn't want to have contact with me. It's all right. I'll just call him when I get out of here.
All right.
You're not.
All right. Have a good day. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mikael Price.
Mr. Price, you're here in case 2021 MM 752 AW on a charge of battery. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
Yeah, basically, my stuff is at my mom's place. I was just wondering, like, if
that's where you guys are staying, I give you a one-time return to the place to get your stuff.
Okay.
You gotta go with law enforcement, though.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Savage.
Savage, here in case 2021 MM 7849 AO on a charge of battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond to count one amount of $2,500, count two $100. Condition your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, sir? All right, you have a great day.
Robert Spencer refused.
All right, it's 2021 MM7819AO. Going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Spencer.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Spencer was here, I think, yesterday. There's a warrant. It's another warrant for his arrest, charged domestic battery violence. Domestic violence battery. There we go. Probable cause has already been determined. Going to set his bond amount of $1,500 in this case. Condition of bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms he has, and he returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of his arrest. May not possess any weapons. May not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. He be subject to random drug testing.
Your Honor, can you repeat the case number? I have a different case number.
2021 MM7819.
Thank you.
Let me see. I messed it up.
No. I have a CF, so my paperwork is all messed up.
Yeah, we saw him on the CF cases yesterday, I believe. He had some warrants for. He had a warrant in some other cases yesterday for the three CF cases. 1,500.
Dan Vu is mental health.
All right. 2021 MM534AA. Mr. Vo, we're going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Mrs. Davis, has he been screened for mental health PTR?
Yeah, you can have him screen, Your Honor.
Does he qualify for regular PTR?
Yeah, you can qualify.
I just want to know how to do his bonds. All right, I'm going to release Mr. Vo on mental health PTR. If he doesn't qualify for mental health PTR, he's going to set his bond. He's going to set the bond in the amount of $500. Condition of the bond and PTR, no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence from the victim, one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he has at the location, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No, just 500. I just said the bond. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Scott Wilburn.
Mr. Wilburn, you're here in case 2021 MM7839AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Can somebody tell me this prior 2006 case was the same victim?
One moment, Your Honor. Not in Orange County, Your Honor. Give me a moment.
All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
The residence is my house, so I can go back there. She has a different place.
As long as she's not, my orders were to maintain a separate residence. To stay away from 5,000 feet, 500 feet of her residence. I'm sorry. So if she's there, you can't be there. If she's gone, then you can stay there.
All right, thank you.
All right, this case 2021 MM7845AO. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Young.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Did find probable cause for charge of battery, dating violence. Gonna set his bond in that case about $10,000. Condition of his bond, no contact with the victim in this case. Maintain separate residence from the victim. I should order no return to the scene of the location, no weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. All right, Mr. Atkins, in 2021, CF 1787, case of Seminole County. Sorry. One point the public defender represent him. I felt like I already did. Should I do an on view on him? I want to point the public defender represent him. I think they have a warrant now.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, go say his bond. His bond's gonna remain at no bond. He's a violent felony offender, special concern. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Elvis Ayala.
Mr. Ayala, you're here in 2021 CT 4140, case out of Lake County. Judge set your bond in that case amount of $4,000. Your bond's gonna remain as set. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Lake County, or you can bond out if you like. Have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, are you
I'm not taking any action on his other driving license suspended cases. All right, go on, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Darius, last name Brady.
Mr. Brady, here in case 2021 CF 3877, 2021 CF 3877, a case out of Polk County. Judge of Polk County set your bond to count one in the amount of $1,000, count two $500. Your bonds will remain as set in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Polk County, or you can bond out today. Have a great day, sir.
Oh, it's paid.
Say it.
My bond's
The
paid.
bond's paid,
Yeah.
but he just needed to see a judge before
Okay.
he could leave.
There's a reason why, there's something on the warrant, the reason he had to see me?
What happened?
Was there a reason he had to see me?
His bonds aren't paid in the system, so
Oh, it's
he still had to come to court, yes.
Okay. I know it was a special condition on the warrant that said you had to see the IA judge. I didn't see that, but sunshine can shine some light on it.
He's what?
Okay, good, because I was wondering, we had no case number, we had no nothing. Mr. Camacho, he's in Osceola County, where you should be.
Sorry.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Steve Newton.
Mr. Newton, you're here in case 2020 CF 1871 out of Leon County. Judge signed your warrant for violation of probation, set your bond at no bond. Bonds remain no bond until we get you to Leon. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you until we get you over there. You have a great day, sir. Come on, sir, can you tell me your name? What's your name?
Ramirez,
What's your full name?
Salvador.
Mr. Salvador Ramirez?
Ramirez.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, you're here in a Pinellas County warrant case 2017 MM 6593. Judge, in that case, set your bond on each one of your counts at $513. Your bonds can remain as set in that amount. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you to get you over to Pinellas, or you can bond out today. Have a great day, sir.
Can you advise him of his immigration?
Okay, it looks like you may have a detainer from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, so you may have to talk to somebody from that agency before you're able to bond out. You have a great day, sir. I have him. Conway's my next person. All right. Why is it? This is Conway. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andre Conway.
Mr. Conway, you're here in case 2018 CF 14630 AO on a violation of probation, a failure to appear on a violation of probation. Judge set your bond amount at $0. Your bond is going to remain at $0. I believe you already had the public defender appointed to represent you. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Keith Conyers.
Mr. Conyers, you're here in case 2021 CF 3774 on a violation of probation based on on-view arrest. You're also here in case 2021 CF 14376 AO on charge of possession of ammunition by convicted felon. Review the charging affidavits in those cases did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm not sure.
I'm the victim. He shot in my car. And they found the bullet in my trunk. I want to pursue
I'm not
charges.
sure, ma'am. Only thing I have is a violation of probation.
Well, he got another charge on there. I don't know if y'all don't see it, but it's on there. That was my vehicle. He need to take anger management classes. I want him to trespass from my building. His cousin stay downstairs for me. That's where he hang out at. I'm in fear for my life. I don't want him over there.
Okay.
I'm taking it all the way to the door. I'm going to every court date.
This is Mr. Conyers.
I don't see any other charge besides the violation and the possession of ammunition. That's all I see.
Yeah, so ma'am, I'm not sure what the
They found the
charges. I'm just looking at.
trunk.
He has a prior case for shooting into a dwelling or something, and what he was arrested for. He's on probation for a criminal mischief charge. So right now, the violation of probation. He has his on-view case, and it looks like he has a DUI that he's out on bond on. But that's the only thing I have right now for him. That may be true. I mean, there may be a warrant coming at some point.
Oh.
Right now.
Okay, I'll be at the next court date, the next appearance.
Okay. All right, Mr. Conyers, as to your violation of probation, court did find probable cause, going to stay your bond at no bond in that case. In 2021 CF 14376 AO, possession of ammunition by convicted felon, setting your bond at $5,000. District of bond, no weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have, weapons, firearms, and ammunition. Your weapons, firearms, and ammunition need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're out on bond in 2021 CT 1728 AO. Court find probable cause to commit a new law offense. In that case, is going to revoke that bond, set that bond at $0. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in any case you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir. I don't see somebody marked him as a sexual offender and all kinds of stuff. He's a high-risk sex offender.
Yes.
He is. Oh, it's an out-of-state case. I forgot to tell him. Well, he's not going nowhere, so. All right. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wendell Dorsey.
Mr. Dorsey, you're here in case 2021 MM7823AO on a charge of battery. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Give me 1 second, Mr. Dorsey. And Ms. Davis, he doesn't qualify? He's have an address. Ms. Dorsey, where are you gonna be staying when you are not here with me?
What do you mean?
What address are you gonna be living at?
I live on Washington Shores and Church Street.
You have a place you get mail?
Yes, the U.S. Post Office.
You have a mailbox, a PO box there or something?
No, general delivery.
All right. All right, Ms. Dorsey, you're going to set your bond in this case amount of $500, condition your bond. No contact with the victim in this case. No return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. No weapons, no firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have a great day, sir. I'm appointed public defender to represent you as well. You have a great day. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Bertram Evans.
So Evans, you're here in case 2021 MM 7831 AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. They reviewed your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Say, was there offer to resolve one or both his cases?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I had went back. I was at the steel place unloading the dude truck, and I went over there. I went over there to
All right,
bathroom, just
Ms. Evans.
restroom.
Ms. Evans, everything you tell me can be used against you in court.
Your Honor, he's out on ROR in that previous
know.
case.
I'm looking at it.
I think he does have an updated address on file too.
You say you have an address, you get mail?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. See if we can get what address you going to be staying with?
Over Fanfare, my son's house.
All right.
My caseworker supposed to be giving me a place.
You know the actual address?
Pardon me?
You know the actual address?
No, I don't.
All right. All right, Ms. Evans, going to set your bond in this case about $100, conditioning your bond that you not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any victims or witnesses. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case, but you need to get your address updated with the court. Otherwise, you're going to get a warrant for your arrest when somebody tries to reach out to you. You have a great day. 2021 MM 7765 AO. One, sir, can you tell me your name?
Joshua Johnson.
Johnson, you're here in case 2021 MM 7840 AO on charge of providing false information to law enforcement and 2 counts of resisting officer without violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was there an offer to resolve this case?
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
Mr. Johnson, did you want to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt credit time served to resolve these 3 charges?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Just a moment, Your Honor. I spoke to Mr. Johnson in the back. I just wanted to clarify, if I can have a moment.
Go ahead.
All right. Nothing further from me, Your Honor. I believe he still wishes to resolve, Your Honor.
All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're giving is matters the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, so you're here in case 2021 MM7840 AO on charges of, sorry, providing false information to law enforcement, resisting officer without violence, and 2 counts. That went down the wrong way. All right, sir, all 3 of those counts are first-degree misdemeanors. All 3 of them are punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. You understand that? Can you?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
You just say no comment.
No context. No context.
All right, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights on the plea form? You understand you waive the right to have a trial, waiving the right to challenge state's evidence, questions, calls, witnesses on your behalf, right to remain silent. You understand that?
Oh, yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Repeat that.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering of a criminal plea can end up you being deported from this country.
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to view your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, you'll be credited for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court calls the cost of prosecution in this case of $273. I want to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, does he have a warrant in another state?
It looks like I have a fugitive hold or
He's
something.
gonna be held here until they come and get him?
Yes.
Yep. Did you waive? I don't know if you waive his right to extradition, they'll be here to pick you up soon.
Do you have any info on when Pennsylvania police come by?
Yeah, the sheriff's office will have that information. I think I signed his paperwork yesterday, so it should be here pretty quick. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ramon Negron.
What's your name?
Ramon Negron.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM7846AL on charge of petty theft. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, it's Ramon
Case.
Negron, right? Correct?
You said Negron?
On the
I
battery.
said Simon.
No.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Moreno Negron, sorry. You're here in case 2021 MM7843AO on charge of battery. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Wanted to release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition of pretrial release, you have no contact with the victim in this case. No return to the scene of the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Don't want no public defender.
You don't want a public defender? All right, now I won't appoint a public defender to represent you. Have a great day.
Yes, well, thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Simon Ramnanan.
So you're here in case 2021 MM7846AL on charge of petty theft. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was there an offer to resolve this case?
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Walgreens at 8021 International Drive.
All right. Sir, do you want to accept that offer from the state of Florida?
you repeat the offer, Madam State?
Sure. Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Walgreens located at 8021 International Drive.
So I, so I'll be.
Okay.
Yeah, just it's just 500. Oh, sorry. So, do you want to accept the offer from the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
You understand that this charge can be used against you at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 7846 AO on charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. Punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest, sir.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all your rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
You understand that this charge can be used at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, and medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
They have opportunity to view your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. We want to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. We want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Jeffrey Stacy is medical.
All right, 2021 MM 7850 AO. Mr. Stacy, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, did find probable cause for the crime of criminal mischief. Going to stay his bonds. Going to make a condition he have no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Clarence Dorsey.
Mr. Dorsey, here in case 2021 MM 7431 AO on a failure to appear warrant.
Can I say something?
Hold on. Bond in your case is $1,000. State is there an offer to resolve this case?
No, Your Honor, I think he's on state probation, so I think.
Oh, he's on state probation. All right, sir, we're going to stay your bond at $1,000. I believe you already have the public defender, correct? All right, well, actually, you want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Vera Parvis is mental health.
All right, this is Ms. Partis. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent her in 2017 MM 7952 AO.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
This you already had a public defender. All right, bond is $2,000 on failure to appear. Is going to remain as set. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Timothy Paul Taylor.
Mr. Taylor, you're here in 2021 MO 1277 AO on charge of open container.
Yes, sir.
Good. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're giving this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down. Sir, that charge of open containers is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
You understand by, has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody, you understand if you're not a United States citizen, you could be subject to deportation by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Did have an opportunity to view your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, going to withhold adjudication of guilt, be credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case of $223. You have 30 days from today's date. So I'm going to give you 1 year to pay that money direct to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. You too.
No? Somehow to Mr. Brown. At Brown is my next person. I had Brown, Jonathan Brown in traffic. Collins. All right, Collins bonded.
Your Honor, as to Brown, is the failure to appear out of Duval, or does he have a writ as well?
No, this is a 2011 failure to appear.
Oh,
Jonathan Brown.
But is it two separate?
Minnow and Williams.
Brady Williams?
Yep, Derek Williams. I have Jessica Minnow. And Jonathan Brown.
Jessica Minnow is special meds. Can we reset her to second section?
Okay.
Okay, so Jonathan Brown is gonna be medical.
All right, it's 2021 CT 5310AO. Mr. Brown's here on a failure to appear. Appointed public, I think, let's see. He already appointed the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance today, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna stay his bond at $2,000 on his failure to appear. Is this Ms. Minnow? I think I'm gonna find out. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Jessica Minnow.
Ms. Minnow, you here in case 2021 CT 7334 AO on charge of DUI with property damage, and 2021 CT 1335 AO on leaving the scene of an accident. They reviewed the charging affidavits in your cases, did find probable cause for your arrest. She doesn't qualify as well, Ms. So she wasn't here.
Didn't qualify.
All right. All right, ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond in your DUI in the amount of $1,000 and your leaving the scene of an accident case amount of $250. Condition of both your bonds are the same. No operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing in both cases. You may not enter any bars or places where the normal source of income is the sale of alcoholic beverages. You want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases? You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Also, I had, and I had Tomer. All right. All right, let's deal with Olivia Tomer, 2021 CT 1934AW. I want to appoint a public defender to represent her.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Good afternoon, this is Daniel. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. Okay, so you can make a connection with my podium.
Sí. There is contact, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Sorry, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Harry Colón Sol de Vila. Harry Colón Sol de Vila.
Harry Colón Flor de Vila.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14385 AO on charges of possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count 1 about $1,000, count 2 $150, count 3 $100, and count 4 $100. Condition of your bond that you have not possessed any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 13256 AO. Court found a probable cause you committed a new law offense while you're out on bond in that case. You're going to revoke that bond. Set a new bond at $0 in that case. Condition you had no contact with the victim in that case. Mr. Colon, you may want to talk to your public defender and Judge Lattimore about drug court if you are now struggling with a drug addiction, so you'll stop coming to court to see me. You have a great day, sir. All right. Ms. Diane, thank you for your help. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
All right. Let's call Mr. Pierre. 2021 CF 14396 AO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Yep. And he's in our mental health, so he's not here right now. Ms. Davis, he's been screened for mental health pretrial release.
No, she hasn't, yeah.
All right, I'm going to release her on mental health pretrial release in this case. If she doesn't qualify, I'm going to set bonds in each one of her cases, charges an amount of $500, finding probable cause after reviewing her charging affidavit. Still conditions, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location, may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms she has needs to be determined with law enforcement within 24 hours of her release. She also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. All right. And then this is Ms. Colburn. Can I get Mr. Say it, what squats? I don't want to mispronounce his name because you know how to say it better.
Oh, Mr.
Yes.
Zimieski.
No, what's Swatsky?
Oh, Swatkowski.
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 Can I get Mr. Swatkowski after that? Or? He's medical? Okay. Our counsel, you want to put your name on the record for Mr. Swatkowski?
Judge Michael Zimieski, I represent Mr. David Swatkowski. We're here before the court for initial appearance. My understanding is that Mr. Swatkowski was arrested yesterday, subject to an arrest warrant in case number 2021 CF 14361A-0. Judge, he was arrested on that case. There's no bond set. And then as a result of that case, in case number 2021 CF 14390, he was also charged with 2 counts. My understanding of reviewing the case, it looks like bonds were set in those cases.
Yep. And do you represent him on his out on bond cases as well, or you just?
I do, Judge. Yes.
All right. This is Mr. Swatkowski in 2021 CF 14361AO. He's before the court on charge of fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement with license sirens activated. Judge signed a warrant in his case finding probable cause. In 2021 CF 14390AO, he was arrested on charges of possession of MDMA or ecstasy and possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed that charging affidavit, did find probable cause for his arrest. Counsel, you want to tell me anything before I set conditions of release in his cases?
Judge, the only issue, not as to these two new cases, Judge, I can advise you, he has ties to the community. I have known Mr. Swatkowski for quite some time, and as I indicated to the court, I do represent him on the other matters.
All right. As to 2021 CF 14390 AO, I'm going to stay his bond in count one, $1,000, count two, $100. Condition of the bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. 2021 CF 14361 AO, going to set his bond in the amount of $2,500. Condition of that bond, no operator motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. He's out on bond on some pretty serious charges in 2021 CF 12108, as well as out on bond in 2021 CF 7695 AO. Court find probable cause he committed new law offenses while he was out on bond, similarly related. Court's going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0. He can get in front of his division judge and have bond hearings.
And address that. Judge, just the one note I did want to make in the 21 CF 12108 case is that the state attorney's office did file a notice of, I want to make sure I'm careful, non-filing of an information within 33 days. Not a notice of non-filing. Just
did they ever file?
33 days. The offense date was 9/7. They've still not filed yet, Judge. That was filed by Mr. D-U-H, the prosecutor, today.
No, Your Honor, and information has not been filed.
And has he been in custody since that whole time?
He was for a little bit out and then now back in, so.
Okay. So okay. I don't work for them, so I don't know. I did that.
No, I
kind of makes me.
And the reality is, if he's going to be no bond on the other case, he might as well be it. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I would have not taken action if he actually had been spent the 33 days in, but he has. If he bonded out, then I'm not sure how the state of Florida is saying they're not going to file before the 33rd day.
Yeah,
the 33rd day has not even surpassed yet. So
correct. I just wanted to let the court know that.
Okay, that's what I said. I don't work for them, so I can't.
Right, understand. All right, Judge. Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Ms. Colburn, you ready? All right, ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Crystal Colburn.
Ms. Colburn, you're here in case 2021 CF 5142 AL on a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed that warrant. In this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond this time. I believe you already have the public defender representing you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Great day, ma'am. Sorry.
You have, always, do we have your address to send it to? You can still give us a call. We'll get you a chair. Okay, I'll send you an email. Okay.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Gallup.
Sorry, good afternoon. Apologize, Mr. Gallup. Mr. Gallup, you're here in case 2021 CF 14360 AO on charge of burglary of an occupied dwelling and petty theft. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one, amount of $5,000, count two, $100. Condition of your bond, no return to the scene of the location. No contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Isaiah Reinhardt, and good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Reinhardt, you're here in case 2021 CF 14346 AO on a charge of possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Mr. Reinhardt, are you taking your medications you're supposed to be taking from the doctor?
I had to get a refill on them. So
Or are you getting your refills at Aspire?
yes, I get my refills from Lakeside.
All right. All right, Mr. Reinhardt. This Davis, I'm trying to understand. All right. So he doesn't qualify for pretrial release because he's failed to appear a lot, but it seems that'd be the reason to put somebody on pretrial release. Let me look at his do you not have an address where you could report?
He did give us.
Oh, let me see something. I remember that. Are you saying it's Quail Hollow Drive?
Yes, sir.
If I put him on pretrial release, are they gonna panic?
I don't think he, due to the mental health and the Baker Act history, I don't think that would be a good candidate. But it's up.
Has he been screened for mental health
No.
in the past? All right, Mr. Reinhardt, I'm going to put you on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you don't qualify, I'm going to set bond in count 1 in the amount of $500, count 2 and 3 at $100 apiece. Addition of the bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
I'm not gonna be yours.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Carter, are you here in case 2021 CF 14301AO on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for defrauding a financial institution scheme to defraud of $20,000 or more, grand theft between $5,000 and $10,000, uttering a forged bill or note, possession of a counterfeit payment instrument, fraudulent use of personal identification of another. Bonds in your case going to state them. Count 1, $2,500. Count 2, $5,000. Count 3, $1,000. Count 4, $1,000. Count 5, $500, and count 6, $500. Condition of the bond: no contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. You may not return to any of the scenes of the locations talked about in this warrant. You may not possess any personal identification of anybody else except your own while you're out on release in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. It's 2021 CF 14356. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Givens.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Mr. Givens has a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for sexual battery and aggravated battery. Going to set his bond in count 1 in the amount of $250,000. Count 2, $5,000. Condition of his bond: no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location. He may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. want to subject him to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. This is Mr. Hooks in 2021, CF 14347. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Mr. Hooks is here on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for trafficking in fentanyl 4 grams or more in counts 1 and 2, and counts 3 and 4 unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Let's state his bonds on his warrant. Count 1, $100,000. Count 2, $100,000. 150 and 150. Condition of his bonds: no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. He needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F. File an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond him out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. I think, sir, can you tell me your name?
Stephen Hughes.
Mr. Hughes, you're here in case 2021 CF 14317AO on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery on a person 65 years or older. Bond in both your accounts is $2,500 for a total of $5,000. Condition of the bond: no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Can I ask who the victims were? Who were the victims?
I'm not going to say their names on record since they're not here. I'm not sure if they want to keep their information confidential.
Okay, approach, Your Honor.
Approach. What did you? I'm not sure. I think they redacted the names of the victim.
But there is a no contact order that you're ordering with witnesses and victims.
No, I'll say the locations. No, I'll say the locations are redacted. There's 2 victims. One last name Nelson, one last name Keyworth.
Is that enough?
Medical.
All right, this is 2021 CF 14386AO. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Baptiste.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
They review a charging affidavit in this case. Did anybody find where the weapon was actually located? Or, because my review was that some underneath the clothes action was going on.
Right. I don't believe a weapon was actually found, Your Honor. I think it was just, it appeared as though there was a weapon. She made it look as though there was a weapon, pointing with the hand through the clothes type of thing and saying, "Don't make me use this."
Yeah. All right. So the DCA just kind of told me that you can't prove a robbery with a weapon or a firearm or something unless the person actually sees the weapon or firearm, which I'm not sure. I mean, I understand the reasoning, but it's just so many scenarios where I can think of, like, here's a cell phone, but there's a bomb, like I have like a vest, a bomb vest on or something like it, or like see this bag over there, there's a bomb in it. Like so many other like scenarios where not sure if that reasoning holds up, but Ms. Baptiste is going to find probable cause for robbery, which I believe is, I think, A instead of B. Or is it C? Let me look at let's see.
C.
Yeah, I think it's C. Yeah, there's. All right, so it's 812.13 sub 2 sub C. About set her bond in that count amount of $8,000. Count 2, $150. Condition of the bond: no contact with the victims or any witnesses. No return to the scene. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms she has needs to be returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of her release. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Edwin Bellamy, sir.
So you're here in case 2021 MM7848AO on charges of providing false information to law enforcement, resisting officer without violence. Viewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge, those charges. You're here also in 2021 CF4643AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. Today I was going to ask you if you wanted to resolve these other misdemeanor cases.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
I was asking the state of Florida, they want to resolve the charges you're arrested on right now. They're separate and distinct from the failure to appear case.
Time served or something?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, just thinking. It's stupid. I don't have a problem with an adjudication of guilt and credit time served, Your Honor.
Right. So they're offering you adjudication of guilt credit for the time you served on those cases. Is that an offer you want to accept this afternoon?
That's for this one or another one?
Say again?
This case or a different one?
That's just for the misdemeanor cases you're arrested for, not the felony case. So you're arrested for some new charges while they're trying to arrest you on the warrant in another case.
Your Honor, may I have a moment to look up this?
Yeah.
Because if we represent him in the failure to appear, I don't want him to plead us something that would complicate things in another case.
I don't think so. I mean, the failure to appear is just a possession of udilum. Still need to give him a plea form, though.
I'll make up a plea form, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bellamy, step back for a second. Mr. Brandt's going to get you a plea form, and then we'll address your case in a minute, okay? Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jamie and Brown.
Mr. Brown, here in case 2021 CF14316AO on a charge of possession of a firearm while under indictment.
Case number one more time. I don't think that was the right case number.
Mr. Brown, 2021 CF14369. Is that it?
You said
Did I say it wrong?
the first time you said it. Hold on.
Okay, apologize. 2021 14369AO, Mr. Brown. You're arrested for possession of a firearm while under indictment or information, which is not a charge, but I'm trying to. I can't. I mean, it's cited under 790.07 sub 2, which talks about electronic devices. And sub 1 talks about firearms. So I'm sorry, it's maybe the other way around. Let me check. I think it's the other way around. Let me see. Sub 1 talks about electronic devices. Sub 2 talks about firearms. So I kind of can go with this. I mean, I don't know. I'll go with they use possession of firearm and commission of a felony. I don't know. This is not titled right. Count 1 talks about any use of any weapon or electronic weapon or device while under indictment, which I'm not sure if Mr. Brown is under indictment in the other case.
Yes, Your Honor. There is an arraignment set for November 19th.
All right.
Did the indictment come from a grand jury?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Then we have, but it's if you want to do that, then that's sub 1, but it says sub 2 on your charging affidavit, which is actually a higher offense. But
what is it?
It's listed as sub 2. Do you disagree with sub 2?
no, I'm saying it says the language of sub 1 in the
Oh, I
language of
see.
it says the language of sub 1, but then you say sub 2, so I want to make sure which one are we.
I apologize, Your Honor. I only have the affidavit. I never have the arrest warrant. So if you give me.
No, this is a charging affidavit. In the charging affidavit, it lists 790.02 sub 2.
Right.
But then the language that it uses is the language from sub 1. So the charge of possession of a weapon while under indictment is talked about in sub 1, not sub 2. Sub 2 never makes any mention about indictments or informations or.
Okay.
I just want to make sure which are we going with the what they're saying or what the statute says. The statute number.
Sub 1, Your Honor.
All right, you're going to sub 1. All right, so.
But to your point, Your Honor, the sub 1 only has indictment, not information in the statute.
Yeah, so I guess Madam State says he was indicted by a grand jury.
No,
in the other case.
I didn't say that. No.
Okay,
There is an information that's been filed. Yes.
Yeah, so I think only I can say since it says the statute number is 790.07, I'm gonna go with sub 2. That's what the statute number says.
Correct.
And then it's going to say possession of a firearm and commission of a felony, which I can find probable cause for that. Resisting officer without violence, and then carrying a concealed firearm.
That's the probable cause on count 3. Can I be heard? If that's the further discussion.
Yep, go ahead.
In the arrest affidavit, there is mention of a video at the location of where Mr. Brown was at before running, but I don't know if there were any facts to indicate that the firearm was ever concealed. The video shows.
I think it was found in his left front pocket, right?
Throwing it over the fence. But I don't know if it was hidden at any point or concealed at any point. I only saw it out in the open, not concealed.
All right. There were bullets in the pocket. And then the firearm.
Yeah, the subject approached a tree. This is the third sentence in the last paragraph on the first page of information. Subject approached a tree directly in front of a metal fence. The subject is then seen with a black object raising his hand and throwing the object to the other side of the metal fence. And then it was located at 10:43 hours. And they went to pick it up. I just didn't see any facts that indicated he took it out from a backpack or a shirt or
I think
his pants or anything like that.
I think your argument cuts against you because the idea it has to be readily apparent if it's say he was openly carrying a firearm versus concealing one because nobody saw it and all of a sudden it appears. When that lead me more to believe that it was concealed at some point.
As to the four corners. In my argument, I would need something that said it was concealed and then was out in the open.
Yeah.
Just a few more facts to push it over that line.
All right, well, this is probable cause, super low evidentiary burden at this point. So I'm going to find probable cause for possession of firearm, commission of felony in count 1, and resisting officer without violence in count 2, and carrying concealed firearm in count 3. Count 1, gonna set bond amount of $5,000. Count 2, 100, and count 3, 150. Condition of the bond that he not possessing any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. Yeah, out on bond for a pretty serious case. 2021 CF 12629 AO. Court find probable cause to commit a new law offense while you're out on bond. In that case, gonna revoke that bond. Set bond in amount of $0. Yes, you have no contact with the co-defendants in that case. No contact with any victims' families or witnesses. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you. You have a nice day.
All right. All right, Mr. Bellamy, you're back in 2021 MM7848 AO. Did you have the opportunity to review the plea form while you were standing back there?
Yes, sir.
You still want to go forward with a plea and resolving those 2 cases, the 2 charges?
What's the 2 charges? I would like to know formally which ones they are.
Providing false information to law enforcement is count 1. Resisting officer without violence is count 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you put your hand down. So you're charged with providing false information with law enforcement and resisting officer without violence. Both of those charges are first-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable to 1 year in the county jail only, so you understand? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
No contact.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can be waiving all the rights outlined in the plea form you just reviewed. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sure.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into the plea?
Sure.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation from this country.
Sure.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis contained therein for the purposes of your plea. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. We'll give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case is $273. I want to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Just failure to the peers for what, sir?
It's for possession of ULUM case that you have.
Hmm?
You have a possession of ULUM case that you failed to appear for, represented by the public defender's office in that case. All right, have a great day, sir.
Approach, Johnny.
Yep. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Name is Robert Dye.
Mr. Dye, you here in case 2021 CF 2110 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond at this time. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
I don't want the public defender. I'm going to hire a lawyer. I've been dealing with this case for a while.
Okay.
I've been incarcerated since March, and the capias was issued in May because they failed to transport me to court.
All right. So before you tell me that you're going to don't want the public defender,
yes, sir.
How exactly do you plan to get your case heard in front of this judge?
Okay, so I'm going to retain a lawyer.
Okay. You have the means to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I just want to make sure you're not going to get hung out at the jail here for a while. Sure. Well, actually, you're going to see Judge Lattimore in about a week or so. So
Yes,
have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Isaiah General.
Ms. General, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CF 11967. The next one being 2020 CF 6556 AO. In both cases, there's warrants for failure to appear. In 2021 11967, bond is $4,000. In your other case, 6556, bond is no bond.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
I think they made a correction to it.
Which one?
6556
Let me check.
to 500.
I'll check. Let me check.
Is it 20 or 21?
2020 CF 6556.
And what about the
I'm not sure.
11967?
Let me look at the bond, the warrant. The warrant says no bond, so I'm not sure how we get a bond correction. I don't care what the bond correction says. The warrant says no bond. You can correct the bond on a warrant.
No, I don't know.
There's a KPS issue from December 8th of 2020 that says no bond. So unless you got something from a judge that says that the bond should be altered. Let me see. Let me see what the court minute says.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we should be doing today. If you're
All right, so the court minute does say $2,500. I'll go with the court minute Judge Barber signed. All right, so bond account, and one of it is $4,000, the next one is $2,500. Represented by the public defender's office in both cases. You have a good day, ma'am.
Arthur George is bonded.
All right. You need to get in front of one of the mics to your right. Thank you. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Dana Goodley.
Ms. Goodley, you're here in case 2021 CF 14362 AO on a charge of criminal mischief, felony criminal mischief. Viewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Additionally, pretrial release that you're not allowed to have in contact with your victims or witnesses from this case, not allowed to return to the scene of the location, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have a great day, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry, appointed public defender to represent her. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Angel Guerra.
So Gary, you're here in case 2021 CF 14391 AO on a charge of battery on law enforcement officer, possession of cannabis, and resisting officer without violence. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. Going to set your bond in count one, $1,000, count two, $100, and count three, $100. Condition of bond, may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Yeah, out on bond in 2021 CT 994. It's AW. Is that a case you're trying to resolve, or?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, you're also out on bond in case 2021 CF 8761 AO. In both those cases, the court finding probable cause to commit new law offenses while you're out on bond is going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, sir. And Harnish, she here or she's gone? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. And in her case, the warrant was recalled.
Is there anything? Did she
2021 CF 7039 AO. The warrant was recalled in that case.
Okay, thank you.
She had bonds anyways. No, just warrant. Yeah, warrant was recalled. She's not. I didn't see her, so don't need an order. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Kevin Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, you're here in case 2021 CF 14366 AO on charge of grand theft motor vehicle. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in that case amount $2,000. Condition on your bond. You're gonna have a contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You're out on bond for the same charge in 2021 CF 9800 AO. Court find probable cause to commit a new law offense. You're going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in case you're not already represented. You have a great day, sir.
What was the bond in the new case?
The new one, $2,000.
Unlock it, bond it.
All right, I'll have Blockout Jones is my next person. Sorry, Tavion Lockett.
He's after Jones. I'm sorry.
Okay, we bonded.
Yes.
Okay, well, might as well. You talked about him. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alaric Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in case 2021 CF 14393 AO on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cocaine, and tampering with physical evidence. 1 second.
Your Honor, are you going to address count 3?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, review it again, make sure. Yeah, this. All right, I think I'm fine. Attempt 98. I think it's 7704 plus 918.131A. I think there's a drop down like a 7 or something -7. And plus 918.13 sub 1 sub A. But I saw it yesterday on one of my sheets, so I'm thinking there's a drop down for it. Attempted tampering with physical evidence. I think I had one of those -7s or something next to it. All right, so in count 1. Going to set your bond amount of $100. Count 2. $500, account 3, $150. Condition your bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing. No operating motor vehicle without valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? All right, Mr. Montanez, you're here for 3 cases. First one, 2021 CF 14372 AO. Charge attempted armed burglary of a conveyance. Count 2, attempted burglary of conveyance, possession of firearm by convicted delinquent, possession of ammunition by convicted delinquent, carrying concealed firearm, possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia. Also here in 2021 CF 14370 on grand theft of a firearm, armed burglary of conveyance with a firearm, burglary of conveyance. 2021 CF 14371 AO, charged with armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm and burglary of a conveyance.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
As, may it be heard on the affidavits?
Yeah,
The three
some
of
of the
them,
stuff, the burglaries, I'm kind of super slim on information.
all three of them refer to another report, police report that talks about an MO, a modus operandi, and the serial number on the weapon. It just says in the affidavit that he did confirm that they matched, but I didn't see enough to.
Well, the one with the grand theft of firearm one at least has the victim. They spoke to the victim verified that the gun was stolen and stuff like that. So I can find for the grand theft or the firearm, I can find that because they say found it in his waistband, all that kind of stuff like that. But and as far as in the possession of firearm by convicted delinquent, I kind of could do the same thing. But as to the burglaries, I'm not sure about how the state wants me to get to those.
Your Honor, if you would allow me, as you can see, all of the cases are interconnected. If you'll allow me 24 hours or until Monday.
Yeah, we'll do it Monday.
Enforcement to get.
All right. So I'll do this. In 2021 CF 14327, I'm going to reset counts 1 and 2 for probable cause determination.
Wait, Your Honor, is it 27 or 7-2?
7-2, I'm sorry. 14372.
All right.
Count 1 and 2, we're going to set for Monday probable cause determination, not finding probable cause at this time. Count 3, going to set bond of 5,000. Count 4, 150. Count 2, I'm sorry. Count 2, 5,000. Count 4, 150.
Wait.
14372 is the one with
2.
There's only 2 counts.
14372?
Yeah, we only have 2 counts.
7-2?
No.
And then
2 counts.
Yep.
I click on the wrong number up here.
And there's a 4327.
Okay. So my
70 and 71.
Okay. Okay, 14372. Counts 1 and 2 going to reset for Monday for probable cause determination. Going to stay him at no bond in those counts until Monday. Count 14327.
7-2.
So I don't know. 14327 is the.
You're not seeing him on that case.
Not seeing him on that, right? Okay.
No.
And then we're seeing him on 14370, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 14370. Find probable cause of count 1. Going to set bond in that case amount $2,000. Count 2 going to reset. Count 2 and 3 going to reset for Monday for probable cause determination to stay at hold them at no bond. And 14371 going to stay both counts for probable cause determination for Monday. Set probable cause determination for Monday. Saying him at no bond in those counts. Conditions in all cases: no having contact with victims or witnesses. No weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. No return to the scene or location where this incident occurred. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Montanez, and we'll see you on Monday.
The bill more meat bonded.
You said Lockett bonded?
Yeah, Lockett bonded. And you said who bonded? Okay, I had. That's Nunes, I guess. All right. That's Nunes. Okay. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Michael Nishis.
Say your last name again.
Nishis, N-E.
Nishis. All right, Mr. Nishis, you're here in case 2021 CF 13496 on charges of trafficking of methamphetamine and 200 grams or more, possession of GHB with intent to sell and deliver and possession of drug paraphernalia. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Set your bond in count one. Sorry, this is a warrant. Apologize. 1 second. Yep, sorry, there's a warrant for your arrest. Judge find probable cause for your arrest in this case. Gonna say your bonds in your warrant, $250,000 in count one, $750 count two, and $500 in count three. Additional, your bonds not possess, consume any drugs, alcohol without valid prescription. You be subject to Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F. You file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. And Mr. Davis, he's correct. He's out on bond out on probation in 2019, CF 8866.
Yes.
Right.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
can we be heard as to lowering the bond amount? On
Sure.
Mr. Nicias, I believe his parents are the ones collecting money to bond him out, and he does have surgery in 2 weeks, and they wouldn't be able to afford to get him out to attend that surgery. I don't know if you would consider a lower bond amount on count one, and consider that in your on view determination as well.
Well, Mr. Niece is on probation as well, so.
I understand, Your Honor. I would just have you consider that situation in your determination.
Your Honor, what is the bond amount for count two?
Count two was $7,500.
Thank you.
All right. Seen it back in February of this year. Mr. Nicias was put on probation for charges of possession of controlled substance with intent to sell and deliver, and possession, that one count, possession of controlled substance with intent to sell and deliver. He is now alleged to continue the same pattern of behavior that he's on probation for. In 2019, CF 8866, court find a probable cause for armed view violation of probation is going to set bond in that case amount of $0. When appointed public defender represent you in all your cases, and you talk to your division judge about any medical conditions you may have, as well as you make sure you notify the jail medical staff of any medical conditions that you may have that you require immediate attention for.
Is there anything I can do as far as?
Not today. Have a good day, sir.
So when
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Robinson, you're here in case 2021 CF 4415AO on a charge of failure to appear, and judge set your bond in count one, $10,000, count two, $2,000. Bond's gonna remain as set. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sasso.
Ms. Sasso, you're here in case 2021 CF 13787AO on, let's see, 8 counts of dealing in stolen property and 8 counts of receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification of ownership. Judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Want to stay your bonds as set in your warrant, and count 1 and 2 is $8,000. Your remaining counts are $150 each. In addition, you had no contact with the victims, no return to the scene of the instances where are listed in this warrant. You may not engage in any secondhand pawn transactions or enter any pawn shops. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. 1 second.
As to our out on bond, I think the warrant predate, or the events in the warrant
That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Document. Ms. Davis, did they change these out on bond forms altogether?
No.
Happened to normally tell me when people were arrested, when they were released. Like this, like that form was looked at, told me, gave me no information. It was on 17. All right, we'll take no action on your out bond case. Looks like you're released on the 17th, and these incidents range from July 31st to August 5th. Have a great day, man. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andrew Scott.
Mr. Scott, you're here in case 2021 CT 579AE on a charge of failure to appear. Bond in that case is $500. You say we're trying to resolve that case today?
Yes.
Talk to the state of Florida.
You said 5,000 or 500?
500, sorry, $500.
Let me just see one thing, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, we can resolve it today.
Okay.
Your Honor, it seems like he's been deemed incompetent to proceed as a juvenile. I wouldn't advise him to take a plea at this time if he's.
When was his last juvenile case?
I'm sorry?
When was his last juvenile case? And when did that occur?
I'm not sure, but I believe those cases don't get stale. They have to be re-evaluated.
They do, and the standard is different. So I'm asking you.
Well, he is 18 still too, so even if it was a year ago, I would still have issues with taking a plea without him working with our office first.
All right. All right, sir. You're also here in case 2021 CF 13831 AO on charges of delivery of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale and delivery of methamphetamine, possession of methamphetamine, delivery of a cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, and sale and delivery of cocaine and possession of cocaine. We'll set bond in count 1 amount of $15,000, count 2 $150, count 3 $150, count 4 $15,000, count 5 $150, and count 6 $150. condition of the bond, you not return to the scene of the location of the incident occurred. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. So Mr. Scott has been involved in our juvenile justice system, and I don't know, you think being a dope boy is going to get you not sent to prison, it's going to get you sent to prison. So I don't know if you want to continue on, but it's up to you. Have a great day. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Antonio Scott, sir.
Mr. Scott, you here in case 2021 CF 14392AO on charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver. They reviewed the charging affidavit. I guess Mr. Brand's supposed to tell me something.
Your Honor, as to my usual argument on these types of cases, although there was a large amount in cash, there was no evidence of baggies, a scale, or evidence of a transaction.
I need you guys to do some. When it comes to different controlled substances, they're not all bagged in baggies. So crack is not sold in a baggie. Crack is sold when you cut it from a larger piece of crack, and then you sell it by rock. So somebody said, I want a 10 rock. You cut a piece of rock. This is like roughly around 0.01 grams of crack. And you keep cutting the rock off, and you bought a 40 rock, it's a bigger piece of rock. You're breaking it down until you get into a smaller one. So so baggies aren't an indicator in every controlled substance. So as this case, court did find probable cause for your arrest and going to set bond amount of $7,500, condition of bond. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Now it seems that you're out on conditional release, Mr. Scott. So the parole board may come looking for you before you're released from jail today. So you're on parole. So the parole board may come looking for you before you're released from the jail. I can't hold you as to that, but just to let you know you're aware of it.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day.
Yes, sir. So she ain't violating me yet, sir?
I don't think so, but as I said, that's an administrative thing with the state of Florida. All right. I have a question for Mr. Timms. Was there a MO case that I missed?
There were Mr. Timms is an MO. Or a city, excuse me.
Yeah, Mr. Timms is the MO.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have a case number. All I have is 2021 CF 14377. Is there an MO case number that I'm supposed to see today?
The MO is 1278.
1278? Felt like I was supposed to. It's not on my screen. That's all. And I didn't. Yeah. I got it. No, it don't take me long. I just figured based on the other affidavit, let's make sure it didn't say anything else differently. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yo, Tim.
Mr. Timms, you're here for two matters. The first one being 2021 MO 1278 AO on charge of open container. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Other than the comments from Mr. Timms, the police officer didn't examine or list the brand or the alcohol by volume. Would you still find PC on the open container?
Let me look. Let me review what it says again.
Because then it does tend to stem into the search as well. So I just want to be sure.
I don't think they observed him carrying an alcoholic beverage in his hand. He didn't admit it that it was said an alcoholic beverage. So.
Understood, Your Honor, but as to the totality of Mr. Tim's comment, usually an open container case has the officer list the brand as well as smell the bottle to make sure it was smelling of alcohol, and they have this experience in recognizing alcoholic substances.
I think those are stylistic points that they're trying to.
My argument was if there wasn't enough PC for the open container, then there couldn't have been a search. So that was my Hail Mary.
All right. I think as far as getting probable cause, super low determination, somebody's holding a bottle or something, like, hey, what's in the bottle? You know, even if it was, this orange bottle you can't even see through. So the same question, what's in the bottle? I said it was, vodka or, Jack Daniels or, Jim Beam.
Your Honor, it is described as a wine cooler, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it says it's still alcoholic bottle.
Can I just say something?
It's okay. Hey, you don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing this.
These all.
No, I'm not even trying to.
No, we're having a academic.
Yeah, I know.
Exercise.
Mr. Tim says nothing. Because I was tired. I'm tired. I really don't even. I'm accepting the charge and everything. I was one like I was talking to that defendant, the lady this morning. If there's some way to do it, the recovery house, whatever, because the charges, except I'm accepting, I'm disputing. I'm tired. I want to go. Personally, I was trying to get some kind of arrest Tuesday night, and it just was. I was trying to jaywalk or whatever, and it just kept going around me because I'm tired. I'm 59 years old. I've been doing this for, and I'm tired. So it's kind of like I'm just throwing it all in. I accept the charge of whatever. I can take some kind of sense today. I don't care. It's just I'm tired. So,
well, you can resolve your open container case. I can't do anything about your felony case today. In 2021 CF 14377, charged with possession of cocaine. In that case, you did find probable cause. Going to stay your bond in that case, $1,000, condition of bond, no drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You subject to random drug testing in that case. But if you want to resolve your open container case, it's up to you.
Yeah, because I'm tired.
So,
I'm tired, man.
Well, listen, the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs. So you can accept that offer if you want to.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
All right, man.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you here on that charge of open container. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties for that are 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can get the right to have a trial where the city had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand? You get up the right to have a trial.
Yeah.
Say the city had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand? You get the right to challenge the city's evidence, question the city's witnesses, and call witnesses on your behalf.
Yeah.
If there's a witness you want to call, the court uses subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand? You understand? You get the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you in this case.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? You understand by entering a plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. Have you now in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. I did find probable cause, factual basis for the entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest after that charge. Find your plea on withhold adjudication of guilt. You credit for the 2 days you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court calls the cost of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you, $223, apologize. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. All right, so now, Mr. Timms, if you are tired and you don't want to take it like a turn,
right.
Again, you may want to talk to Judge Lattimore down the hall and talk to your attorneys about drug court and those kind of programs so you can make a turn for maybe the better.
The defendant out there this morning, she was telling me something about something dealing with that recovery house or something kind of.
Yep, the recovery house and those things
That's
as
what
well.
I'm saying. There's some kind of way to get some kind of sentence, at least a year or more there. I'm cool with that.
All right.
I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
All right, appreciate you, sir. Have a great day.
All right. All right.
Did I forget anything, State?
Nothing from the state.
Ms. Brands, did I forget anything?
Did we address Tiffany Hartman?